Oh, what is going on, everybody?
Hello!
It is Pixel Barners here, and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney 2. When we left off, we got those couple scammers from the Red-Headed League over here.
Yeah.
Going off on all the stuff, and then the person that they saw that was supposed to be Gregson, but apparently wasn't Gregson, but they have Gregson's paperwork.
Yep.
So
we're thinking
gonna go back to the testimony to see.
You and your super.
Well, not them, but probably the other guy.
No,
the one that's
they
been
meaning
missing.
the person who.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes. Okay. We were talking about them. That's why.
No, I was meaning
but,
they as a singular.
Holy shit! I have to relearn how to read
Uh,
all of everything that he's saying. All the redheaded people.
we
were
had
in
more than one.
Don't recall the man in this photograph. He didn't have sure he was on the park. Well, his victim has nothing to do with us. Let me do a loop and see what we say that gives us a hint. They haven't told us much we didn't already know.
What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, if
That
it was in
rhymed.
the inspector's diary, it seems like that he must have gone to Lime Street that day. And yet these two both claim they didn't see him.
I have to say, they don't appear to be telling lies.
Well, they are experts in deception, don't forget. Sounding plausible is their specialty. They may be lying simply to avoid being implicated in this case as well.
Surely, if they were truly experts in deception, they wouldn't have been caught.
Well, yes, you do have a point there. Seems to me like we need more information.
Definitely.
We got it, but where would we put that exactly? So we now have Gregson's police identification. It's the official warrant card issued to him by Scotland Yard.
Yeah.
So I don't recall the man in this photograph. Hey, Capo. No, I don't remember him. And obviously he's dead now, but I assure you he was not in the park. Maybe on that one? We have our lives back.
Yeah.
And I can go ahead and throw one of those little handy-dandy emergency saves in there in case we keep losing too many lives, which will probably happen. Am I right? Yeah, let's try it here. Because I literally refers to him like he was not in the park.
Yeah.
Bullshit. We did it.
Hey.
Go team.
Go team.
I wonder if I can ask you to examine this identification book very closely.
Very closely.
Miss Lestrade? Why Miss Lestrade?
What is your intention here, Counsel?
Is this really a fake or is it genuine? That's the question, which we can't answer ourselves.
Objection.
Don't be ridiculous. No Scotland Yard detective would allow his or her identification to be stolen.
Unless they were murdered. Oh, she angry. That is the bosses. No question about it.
It can't be.
He has a very similar reaction to Van Z.
Yeah, as I suspected. The undercover detective who attended the Red-Headed League enrollment on that day in question was the real Inspector Gregson, carrying out an incognito investigation.
Oh, he fell.
He's dead.
Order! But if the boss had his identification stolen, he would have reported it straight away. I mean, he was always on to me about it. If you lose something, report it at once, he'd say. Wow, I am not prepared to do her voice yet. Good lord.
Could it be, then, that the inspector was physically unable to report it? Because he was fucking dead. I mean...
Physically, what are you saying?
Unable to... You're not suggesting... Oh, yes,
I'm suggesting.
I am. It's quite possible he was killed before he had the chance to report his identification stolen. No. Unless anyone has anything to...
He was going to draw his freaking sword on us.
Yeah. The defense posits that the victim was killed the day before his body was discovered at a different location. Do you two have anything to say about that?
That dude just keeps falling. I know nothing. I don't know nothing.
But it's not to get that Pepino. Mon Dio, can't you behave a little more like a master criminal than that, no?
And now I wish I had to return to Italia. Okay, no.
Stop crying, Pepino, please. Otherwise,
No, Don't make me sub you one and then start talking.
Okay.
I don't know if I said that first word right or not.
It's fine.
Well, I believe the
Oh, they interrupted. I can't even look at what was going to be said. There we go.
We record need to hear your story in considerably greater detail. I know another thing. I'm not doing that stupid crying sound.
But you will tell everything or face the worst possible outcome. Which one was that? I think
That's you. I think.
I think so as well.
You will dry your eyes and testify again. Freaks, police identification papers and the precise circumstances under which you came by them.
For crying out loud.
Ba-doo-doo.
Yeah, I forgot we're 12 steps ahead of the fact of like Gregson being murdered beforehand. So like right now, we need to keep in mind the implication is that Gregson walked in there with because they took the identification from the inspector.
Yeah.
And they kept it. And the whole point of like is why wouldn't he have reported it? Because you two killed him. We need to keep that in mind. That the game believes that Gregson is still the one that showed up to the park. Mm-hmm. I need to remember that before I get it. Like he wasn't there. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. The truth is we took in the person and kept him for the night. Wait. Okay, now we need to really keep things in for a second because this one changes everything on me immediately. The truth is, we took a person and kept him on so the night and our secret out.
He's crying.
Even so, I didn't think it was a real detective. I was too scared to let him go that day, just in case.
We took the man's identification from him and shot at him in the room next to us.
There might have been a little tussle, but it did not do no harm. I did the next morning and we let him go.
He spent the night in a nice room. It was nothing like prison, really.
Okay, so maybe that'll help a little bit, but
it's just outrageous. You imprisoned the man.
Yeah, that's a.
But no. It was not like a prison. He was a very comfortable and a calm and a happy. Hey, Capo?
It would have put on my plan. I swear of it.
Oh, fuck. So you think it was my fault, eh? Just because I got the date of the ferry wrong? By one a little day?
I do not think it was your fault, Peppino. I know it.
No. Per favore, Capo. It is not fair.
Holy moly.
You shall have plenty of time for squabbling back at the prison, gentlemen.
And you have kidnapping on your list of crimes.
Yeah.
I don't believe this. I could have been a real detective.
Counsel for the defense, proceed with the cross-examination.
So on the day before the incident, Gregson spent the night confined in this pair's hideout. Unless it wasn't him, but we have to remember that the game so far believes it was him.
Yeah.
Can't think 5 steps ahead like we like to do.
No.
We've learned it only took us 600 some odd parts. Alright, kept them in the night of our secret hideout. And where would that be, by the way? Do you realize what you're saying? You have to believe me, I never did it for that to happen. And that shows the detective I did not intend it either. Do you think?
Yeah.
But there was nothing else I could do.
See, nothing else. This was the first time for the Capo. He was at the end of his wits.
I have told you before, Peppino. That's the way to become a mastermind. What about this hideout of yours? I don't think there's us, but it's back on Lime Street.
We rented the place for 2 days. It was an inspired idea by the Capo here. An impulsive idea, I would say. No, not impulsive. Inspired, eh, Capo?
But then there's my sister that Peppino. And it was in the house described by confined Inspector Gregson, was it? Oh, oui. But you have to remember, I was under the impression that I was a pretender, not a real inspector. That doesn't quite add up, though. If you didn't think the man was a real inspector, there would have been no reason to take him prisoner, would there? No, you are right. But we could not be completely certain. But that was at Lime Street, so that's not even remotely the area where they were at, where we found Gregson at. So
yeah.
Just get them together just in case.
And also remember the lady said that her husband was missing for 24 hours.
Yeah, he was missing the day beforehand.
Yep,
so
and that adds up with him.
It does add up with him walking in there. So too scared? Why? Because why had they gone to the park? We did not know. There was a chance that they had seen through my plan.
And if that wasn't the case, he would go straight to the police station to blow the whistle on us. Even if he was just a feigning to be inspector, he was up to no good, huh? Without a doubt.
I think most people would agree that it's you two who were up to no good.
Well, see, you may be right. A couple?
The point is, we were not able to escape from England immediately. That is why we had no choice but to take the man prisoner. What I don't understand is why the inspector felt the need to show you his identification in the first place.
See, I asked myself the same question.
We were the names and addresses of all the people who were there the 5 shillings from that day. I have forgotten what name is said, but the address, it startled me.
See, address Scotland Yard, Homicide Division, he said.
What? He probably didn't like your face, Peppino. Anyway, I didn't know. I was not really
What is he? What's he doing?
I don't know.
What is he doing?
But the face, it jiggles.
Yeah.
And that is when he said the other was an inspector. Not long afterwards, he took out his identification. What was Inspector Gregson playing at? Tell the court what happened next. You took him back to your hideout, you said.
See, we did.
And then we took the man's identification from him and shut him in the room next to us. That being this identification book here, correct?
See, that is the one. What made you believe that it was a forgery? I'd never seen a real one, of course. But he was so suspicious, this man. Allora, I was thinking it must be falso. A couple?
Wait, it's just as Peppino said. We were convinced it was not genuine.
And so together, the hilarious brothers, we took out the man captive.
I forgot it's their duo name.
Yeah.
All we did was shove them aside the locked room. Then we made preparations to start all the money. In for a penny, in for a pound. Okay, there might have been a little tussle, but we didn't do him any harm, and next morning we let him go. Okay. What do you mean by a little tussle exactly? Boy, it was nothing, just a minor incident.
The falso inspector, he was a real piece of our work. A couple...
What happened?
Oh, fine, it was a disaster. We give him a nice room, and what does he do, huh? In the middle of the night, he tries to escape to the ventilatory. There we go.
Can you blame him? We chased him, Benzo, and we got him again.
Assassin's Creed helps me with my Italian pronunciations. Can you blame us?
Yes, I can't. Wait, you didn't shoot the man in your haste, did you? Oh, did you think we are? Of course not. I simply got sort of again and took him back to his room. Well, that sounds like that's not it.
Good thing I've been doing his voice. It's a high-pitched voice.
Yeah. Mr. DeRossi, is something wrong?
Me? Oh boy, the music.
Something Mr. DeRousseau just said seemed to make you, well, seemed to make you act even more strangely than usual. What was that all about?
Cavallo, it sounds like that you don't want to have the capo after you, believe me. And speak up from a personal experience.
Personal experience? That is enough, Peppino. There's no need to say more. Please.
The truth is, the night before we put the Red-Headed League plan into action, I was scared. It was not fair to the capo, but I tried to run away.
It's a shame you didn't manage it.
But the capo here, he came after me like the turbine, huh? And he dragged me back to the house, kicking and screaming. I still have the bruises to prove it. Hey, capo!
Oh my god.
Bruises, you say?
Yes, I knew it!
You wanna see, You wanna see my fantastical bruises?
The plot thickens again!
Oh god.
It's on the neck.
Oh.
Exactly. I should have said it. I had an inkling. I should have said something. It's on the neck. It's gossip. They had gossip. But why did gossip have Gregson's card? The plot thickens again? Is that enough, Peppino? No one wants to look at any part of you?
What do I do, huh? I assure you, or I don't. I assure you, or I don't.
You do now.
Allora, if everybody wants to see, then I will do it.
Yep.
Echo, you see, it's still very visible, eh?
That red ring around your neck.
I thought that was just
You got that when
weird
you were dragged back
shading,
to the
but I'm
house?
glad it's not.
Yeah, now they were able to show it. It shows that wasn't true.
Yeah.
Because I was also the same
Oh wait,
way.
I didn't read that
Let the game do it.
before you.
Well, I didn't even touch it. It's one of those.
Yeah,
where
I know.
There's a lot of those
See,
in
the
this
couple
case.
sometimes he's very rough.
I said that's enough. Please. Peppino's neck is nothing to do with what you are talking about here. You have my word.
Yes, what is your opinion, Counsel?
About this red ring around Mr. Dorsey's neck? I wonder. Does it matter? It's
Yeah.
important as shit, dog. Mr. DeRossi, I'm going to have to ask you to amend your testimony details about that mark on your neck.
You see? Everyone is interested in what I say, huh?
Oh.
Very well, you will amend your testimony as requested, Mr. De Rossi. See, if you really wanted to know. He tried to escape, but the capo put the collar on him and dragged him back, like what he did to me, see?
Okay, let's press this. Because I don't know how to present... I don't think we can present people, but I can try that after this.
Yeah.
But are you saying that red mark was caused by...
See, a big collar made from other leather.
a leather collar? Is this true, Mr. DeRousseau? But... It is a souvenir from that time with a very strong chain.
Christ!
A strong chain. And you put that around your friend's neck. I'm sorry, it was angry since he was leaving me alone.
You did not have to tie the chain to the leg of a bed, though, eh? I would have not tried to run again. Wow!
You didn't do that to Inspector Gregson as well, did you?
Treated the people equal is the capo's your motto, eh?
It's starting to sound a lot more like a prison of all of a sudden.
Yeah. The capo is a tough, but the capo is a rough.
Dude, he's getting so many crimes pinned on him right now.
Just multiple cases of assault.
I shouldn't have done it.
God.
So the following morning, when you realize the inspector...
Release the inspector.
Release the inspector.
He had the red ring around his neck, just like me.
Leave it now.
S'il vous plaît.
S'il vous plaît, leave it now. Please, I don't speak French.
Now, you know it, the capo here, you don't want to tangle with him, eh? But for the inspector, it is not so bad. He spent the night in the next room? Okay.
So, obviously our focus right here is that, so, we have
I'm pretty
two
sure
things.
s'il vous plaît means please.
Yes, let's say I can't present profiles, but I think the thing I should focus on is the fact that we have the picture. Do we have the picture? Do we have a picture? Well, you can't see his neck there. God damn it, because I was going to say you can't see anything on his neck, because we can't present our friend here that has, well, I say friend, but our homeboy with the bruised neck.
Yeah, but it wasn't a red ring, though. It was just...
Yes, it was. It was a red ring around his neck.
Gossip?
Yes, on gossip. I can't, I'm in present mode, so I can't go to people right now because it dislikes me. So I can't switch at the moment.
Because with him, I just saw like one purplish bruise on the front of his throat.
No, it went all the way around it.
Oh.
Yeah, it went all the way around. Not much to go on, really.
Their testimony does make me wonder, you know? About this pocket watch belonging to the inspector, I mean.
Wait, what? Yes, the one he treasured so much, apparently.
If he was confined but not restrained, as the witnesses are implying, he would still have been able to wind his watch.
It's very true, yes. Did Inspector Gregson actually die while he was being held captive by these redheads?
In which case, is it possible that these two young men are responsible for Inspector Gregson's...
To be honest, I find that hard to believe. Perhaps you try to find out exactly what happened.
Very wise, Mr. Naruhodo, yes.
Okay. So we're on the right track, but what would be put here? Because that's what we got that's new. We got that which we needed.
Maybe present the picture?
That's what I was thinking, but you can't see his neck. So
you can,
no
you can see
clarification on
around
it.
like the side of his neck.
You really can't. That's the only part of his neck that you'd be able to see because it's low on his neck.
No, like on the...
Because I mean, I can try.
You can see part of his neck there. And none of it is red.
I can try.
Wait, should you say first? I
will save first. Let me go ahead and put myself on the emergency save right there. Go ahead and do that thing. There we go. Listen, I'm not confident in this because you can't really see much of it, but it's worth a shot.
Objection.
Wow. They want to go off a little detail there.
I was spot on.
So the day before his body was discovered, Inspector Gregson was taken prison while working incognito.
This is why you listen to me.
No. It was not a prison. It was an invitation to stay. It was only.
Okay, yeah, sure.
However you describe it, there's one glaring inconsistency that remains.
What inconsistency is this, Counsel?
I would ask the court to look closely at this photograph. Look at that photograph of the
What
victim.
happened to your
Inspector
voice?
Gregson. It's just a bit. Don't worry. Can I look at the people now? I can look at people now.
A bit of what?
So do we have him here? We can't see it in full,
yeah, it
but
is.
it goes all the way around when he's in person. So
You have better eyes than I do.
you will see that there is no red ring visible around his neck.
But that makes no sense. It was me who took the collar off of the man in the morning. And I saw the red bruises on his neck, just like I have. We were matching.
Given that the mark is still clearly visible on this witness's neck, we'd expect to see bruising on the victim who was put in the collar more recently than Mr. DeRossi.
Indeed. That is most peculiar.
But what do I tell you, huh? Huh? We say this from the beginning. Many times.
Don't recognize the guy. We Pepe knows right. The man in the photograph. He is no different than the man we held captives that night.
And there's revelation that we already knew.
Yeah.
Order.
It would appear then that on the day before the incident,
What the fuck?
the man who visited the park on Lime Street posing as an incognito inspector was not Inspector Gregson at all. If that's true, however, how do you explain the inspector's identification? There's a genuine identification book issued by Scotland Yard. It's inconceivable that someone could have stolen such an important item from the inspector. The prosecution made that assertion itself.
And we also know that the inspector had made a note about the Red-Headed League in his diary for that day, which surely means we can't divorce the two events completely.
The inconsistency noted by the defense is most troubling. If it were the real Inspector Gregson from... If it were the real Inspector Gregson whom these two red-headed gentlemen encountered, the fact that no bruising can be seen around his neck defies explanation.
But equally, if they actually encountered an imposter, how did that person come to be in possession of the real inspector's identification?
Does the defense have some plausible explanation, Counsel?
A little bit. The whole thing defies explanation.
It is for precisely these occasions that we keep meticulous notes in the court record, Mr. Naruhodo. Because those are the facts, and the facts cannot lie.
No, the facts can't lie. Even when they point out to something so incredible, it's almost unbelievable. Well, my lord, the true identity of the person who's turned up the park for the Red-Headed League's enrollment is revealed by information in the court record, I believe.
Good gracious!
Very tantalizing, Mr. Naruhodo. So why don't you help us all to see whatever truth it is that you've apparently seen? Who exactly was the inspector that appeared before Mr. DeRose and Mr. DeRossi? Rousseau and Rose.
Gross.
Well, it was an imposter. We know that.
Yep.
Though it seems incredible, I admit The undeniable facts point to only one thing. Since no bruising can be seen on the victim's neck, the person who these two red-headed men took prisoner that day cannot have been Inspector Gregson. In other words, your whole argument up to now has been a waste of time.
Objection.
On the contrary, I haven't finished.
Eh.
What? There's no bruising on the victim's neck, so the question immediately posed next is, who exactly was the man in the park on Lime Street found to be carrying Inspector Gregson's identification?
See, that's right. We tell him the same story every time. Whoever this man was, the couple dragged him down from a pillar to a post with the dog collar.
Mon Dieu, Babina, that was not so much to say, huh?
So who's the false inspector, eh? Who was he?
Clearly the defense has an idea about that. About the trade ending the man these two imprisoned that night.
I must ask the counsel for the defense to elaborate, process. Who did the witnesses encounter in the park posing as Inspector Gregson?
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-boom!
Yep.
I wouldn't believe
Good
an inspector
eye.
either.
Goodness me! Isn't that...
One of the witnesses who was on the stand in this very courtroom earlier today. A nameless man whose only occupation appears to be peddling hearsay to passersby.
Objection.
What on earth would a street seller be doing with a police inspector's identification papers? Witness. Is this the man or
Witnesses.
witnesses, is this the man or not? What does happened to his lip? Huh?
See, this man is not for the red-headed league, eh? He's looking for the twisted lip league, no?
Perhaps rather than making such a rash claim next time,
Oh.
you should bite your lip instead. It seems improbable, yes, but one undeniable fact remains. During his testimony earlier, I noted something around the man's neck. A red ring of bruising. Eh? What? The defense demands that Mr. Goss be brought back to the stand.
He tries to put some powder on his neck and try and cover up the...
Make up, brought back, please.
Order! Bailiff! Bring the aforementioned witness back into the courtroom immediately!
Yes, sir. Oh shit, he's dead.
What?
Yep.
There it is.
Well, I never. An undeniable ring of bruising indeed. And identical to that of the witness beside him.
Now what's going on there, Will? I won't let this me. It's a birthmark, isn't it?
Then why are you sweating?
A birthmark, you say? I assume the reason you've been recalled to the stand has been explained to you.
Sorry about the inspector again. But I'm telling you, that's all wrong as usual.
You're denying all knowledge of it.
Well, of course I am. Why are you trying to get me with all that nonsense, huh?
Well, at least you'll have more stories to peddle back on Fresno Street, won't you?
Oh.
Now, we're going to need you to testify again. And you, Mr. DeRousseau and Mr. DeRossi, I'm sure you'll cooperate, won't you? Do we have any choice?
We are in big trouble, eh, Capo?
It's quite enough dilatory chatter. Proceed with the testimony.
The testimony?
No.
Okay.
Why? Why did...
Because Mama Momi's gone and dead. Now it's now many mammal. Inspector, okay.
Oh, no.
Oh no. Someone no claimed to be an inspector that day. It was definitely not this man.
He's right. To see, you think we would forget these grand lips, huh?
I'm never going to forget it, alright? I've no such thing with you. I'm all done the wealthy. I'm gonna go kill both of them. Why would I be involved in something like that? Just look at me, huh? Just look at how you carry off with this guy with that face like this.
It would certainly appear that we have the wrong man.
What have I been telling you, huh? There's no need for this bonus testimony.
That's right, just a simple battle, remember? Pleasure to you, all I know. Oh well, come by. A police inspector identification book, eh?
Well, yes, that's hard to explain, but
A brief cross-examination, I think, counsel. Very brief.
isn't there anyone in this courtroom who thinks I might be onto something?
I stand steadfastly at your side as always, Mr. Naruto, even
Thank
when you're
you.
dead wrong.
Okay. Well, look at that face for a second. That face. Gather it.
It's the same face shape,
And the same hair.
kind
Because
of.
it has those curls at the end that curl inward. Which is what he has going on. The eyebrows. The eyebrows? Are they big eyebrows?
Yep.
Yeah. And the hair is a little longer, I think, on this guy. Or is it the hat that covers it up?
But then look at the nose.
Yeah, the nose doesn't match, and definitely the lips are. Dude, that's what throws me off a little bit. But okay, I'm gonna keep that theory in the back of my head because I'd be like,
That he's wearing a disguise even now?
maybe not. That could be that could be a thing. It could be.
It's a fake nose and a fake mouth.
Maybe.
Or fake lip or lips.
I've moved it from the back of my mind to like the middle compartment of my brain.
Because
it's not
of
the
me?
front. It's not the front, but it's in the middle now.
Because of me?
You've helped me a little bit. Yes.
I don't know
It's
if that's
so
a good thing or a
crazy.
bad thing.
It just might work.
Someone else in the biz.
It's definitely not this man. Hold it! What does that mean? So you say, but how can you be quite so certain?
There's no need to have your hands on the desk, monsieur. Just as sorry the law is known. Because I've never before seen lips like this.
That's what's throwing them off.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, it's a clear red mark around Mr. Gossip's neck. And it looks very much like that left behind on the neck of your colleague by your prized collar.
Yeah, it could be fake. It could be fake lips.
Yeah.
Mon Dieu, it's your words. It's like you start to write my neck.
It does look very much like my neck, though, eh?
No, it's a rough about that. The bruises and the neck to die for. And they broke the mold and they made me. For the first time in my life. I feel lucky to have been born with this red hair.
And I thought being Japanese made you stand out in London. So you maintain that you've never seen this man before.
Oui, c'est ça. I sweat by the flames of my hair.
So fierce pride has outgrown the frustration with your hair now, has it? That's right. You think of those grand lips. Unless they're fake. Well, yes, I don't imagine I'll forget those lips in a hurry either.
That is what I am saying. For some reason, it makes me want to eat. How did Fabian call it? And then an eclair? You know, I've never seen hair as black as yours before either.
Well, likewise, I've never seen red hair like yours until I came to Britain.
See, maybe it's a national trait, huh? Maybe all the people from this man's country have the grand lips.
No, I was born right here in Fresno Street. And I've never left. I don't. Well, I've
Oh,
done
but
very well
that is the problem, see?
So you definitely didn't go to the park on Lime Street that day, Mr. Gossip.
Never told you to say it, eh?
I never leave Fresno Street. So, you'd heard of the Red-Headed League, had you?
You don't get a name like Gossip or nothing, eh? It's my business to know what's going on out of town. I sold that tasty timber to a fair few redheads that came past me. Just like us. I ain't got sales to call out for it.
Well, he does have a very red nose, if that counts.
Who knows?
But as you can see, my own hair's not got a hint of red in it. And in any case, Fresno Street's my patch. You won't catch me sliding off the other part of town. No, sir, not like that.
Oh, you got something to say on that one? Lay it on me. Mr. Duraceau.
Oh. Can I help it?
Did Mr. Gossip's words just now lead you to remember something relevant, perhaps?
Mhm.
It was the other day when I was looking for a place near the park, a small house or something.
To be the headquarters of your Red-Headed League, yes.
I visited an outing agent on Lime Street and there I saw him.
This man was paying money to the agent.
What?
Mr. Gossip, with a housing agent?
Wait, and some kind of contract in his hand, and they were clearly discussing terms. But, no mistake, Trump. I'm not afraid to say me, like you said before. You mistaken me for someone else. Someone with a fake face.
No, the capo is right. I remember it too. He was a bank and the man with the banknotes.
With notes?
Like I said, that wasn't me.
I was curious why this man with the dirty clothes had so much money. So I looked at the name with the papers.
And what name was written? Mr. Gossip? Do it. Lay it on me.
No, this man, he lies. He tells you he has no name. But in fact, his name is Hugh Boone. It is better than Mr. Gossip, I think, see?
What? Oh, okay. Well, okay. Not quite the name I was expecting, but that is the person that owned the apartment.
Uh-huh.
That Gregson was
I think
caught
him
in.
and Gregson were working together to look up stuff about
And once again, I want to assume...
the professor case.
Yeah, I'm going to bounce off of you in the fact of the nose and lips being, like... Fake. Because, you know, we're pretty sure that the person that was working with him was... I can't remember his name. Do we have him as a profile here? We do.
Yep.
Those faces are very similar if it wasn't for that lip.
Daily Vigil.
Like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, Daily Vigil. Like, we assume that he was the one working with him. And that could kind of put two and two together if he's disguising himself as a peddler over on the street. So, let's keep it rolling.
No!
Yeah, he just flipped out and
Yeah.
just knocked Homeboy off the pedestal.
I'm a peddler of state-based information, like I said. I'm Fresno Street, and that's that. I don't much like folk talking about my personal life.
Indeed. And it is not the intention of the court to invade the privacy of witnesses. Very well, I shall respect your wishes, sir. The aforementioned name shall be redacted from all court records of this trial. Assuming no objections.
Heavy objection.
Yes.
Heavy objection. I'm sorry, my lord, but the defense does object. Because the name just mentioned has a very deep significance to this case.
Yes.
Good gracious! Do you similarly object, Prosecutor Azogi?
As it happens, my lord, that particular name has already been mentioned during today's proceedings.
Well, I never! In what capacity?
Hugh Boone. The name of the leaseholder of the room.
Let me put this very simply. The victim's body was discovered in your rented room.
He's not shocked about that.
Well, shit.
I suggest, sir, that you start talking.
Well, all right. I suppose it might be the case, eh?
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
So your real name is Hugh Boone?
No, I don't think it is.
Well, give me yes. I would like to blow my own trouble when there's no fine peddler to this in town. So I'd be able to afford a grubby old room in a fun down backstreet townhouse.
You do?
And once every 6 months, I go and pay the rent in the agent on 9th Street. Hey, I remember now. There were two vulgar redheads at the same time.
If either of us is a vulgar, it is not me.
Think again, Papino. Why didn't you bring this up before?
It's like I told you already. I don't like talking about personal life. I'm a tidbit peddler as far as everyone else is concerned. No fuss.
He died in your room.
Yeah.
You will update your testimony to include this most surprising revelation, Mr. Boone.
And they will update it next time.
Oh boy. This is
Oh,
one
man.
hell of a case.
Yeah, it is. Oh, Mr. Boone, as it were.
If that is your real name, which it's not.
How many fake names is he going to go through before he gets to the real one?
God.
Just like pulling off 17 different masks
it's
like he's freaking...
the Phantom
yeah.
all over again. Oh
real.
God, that was a nightmare sequence I never want to repeat in my life.